Welcome back. All our top stories and other programs can be found on our website, channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb.
And if you are on the go, you can visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on an iPad, iPhone or BlackBerry, and you can download the Channels TV app for the Android and Nokia 920 devices from their respective stores. The National Human Rights Commission has announced its plans to organize a campaign against electoral impunity in Nigeria from 2003 till date. The Commission says it hopes to do this through an initiative that will help to identify and prosecute culprits. At a news conference in Abuja, the chairman of the Commission said it's collaborating with the Ford Foundation Research Project to achieve its objective.
Over the years, the nation has witnessed elections characterized by electoral woes and impunities. Several groups have called for ways of curbing the impunity that is prevalent in Nigerian elections. To this end, the National Human Rights Commission has taken up this challenge, the agitation for the entrenchment of credible electoral system without impunity. Huge support came from the Senate, foreign organizations, and other high-ranking individuals.
If we are going to change this country, we will have to name names. We are not going to run away from accountability. And we are going to invite the politicians who present themselves to our people for acknowledgement to do what? To take a stake in sanitizing our electoral process so that we begin to attract good people.
Once you allow a candidate that has not been captured through the process to emerge to work for contest in the election, crisis will always start and will continue to the end.
Naming people indicted or increasing the number of judges is not the only solution. Political parties argued that bad lawyers are also responsible for increasing numbers of people who steal the people's votes with impunity.
Sometimes you get to the Supreme Court, you also don't get justice. So I believe that even the judges should be judged. There should be another body that tries the trial.
In the first phase of the initiative to identify those indicted for electoral impunity, 6 members of a technical working group will come from the geopolitical zones and come up with an interim report that will be presented to the public. The Commission vows that all those identified will be prosecuted. Gloria Umezuki, Channels Television News.
Governor of Rivers State, Chibuike Amaechi, has raised concerns about the 2015 general elections in the face of the disagreement trailing the outcome of the Governors Forum's recent chairmanship election. The governor was speaking when former Minister of Petroleum, Professor Tam David West, visited him in Port Harcourt.
To prove that we won the election, this is government. And he has never held a meeting where there are more than 16 governors. We shall very soon call our meeting because we very hard to talk to them and talk to everybody to see reason why we need to be together as a country and respect democracy. It appears that there are non-acceptance of the will of the governors is democratic. And if it's undemocratic, then they should have put themselves forward for the election, because if you don't accept results when you don't win, then you're not democratic. It means that 2015 may have a problem.
River State Governor Chibuike Amaechi. For those who hoped Mr. Bamanga Tukur would resign or be sacked as a national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, you may be disappointed as he has finally retained his position. That happened at the NEC meeting of the PDP, but other issues discussed at the meeting include President Goodluck Jonathan's concerns about the violence in most parts of the north. He wondered why ethnic groups that have lived together for several decades resort to killing each other and asked the governors present to take up the challenge of reversing the situation. He also spoke about the role of the PDP in the political stability of the country.
One good thing that Nigerians should commend PDP now is that if you look at the evolution of the political parties, it is now stable. before, when elections are coming, by now you'll be hearing about new parties being formed. And at the time the ballot paper was becoming too long, INEC was finding a way of de-registering parties. But because PDP has come on very strong, no matter the criticism they are criticizing us, you know that PDP is very, very solid. So even if we disagree, we will agree at the end of the day. And it will even help to build a stronger party. So Nigeria should commend PDP. If PDP were weak, people wouldn't have gathered together. They could have said, there wouldn't have been any reason for parties to come together to fight PDP. But when you have so many parties on their own, they know they cannot face us until they come together. Then you know that we are formidable, and PDP will continue to be stronger. And no matter the gang up, I don't see how they can approach PDP.
President Goodluck Jonathan, while Mr. Bamanga Tukur is basking in the euphoria of being retained as the chairman of the People's Democratic Party, the party has accepted the resignation of 12 members of its National Working Committee, whose 2012 elections, according to the Independent National Electoral Commission, violates the guidelines for the Congresses and National Convention. The NEC then appointed a caretaker committee of 20 to run the party until the National Convention scheduled for July the 15th.
Posters, party supporters and security officials at the national headquarters of the People's Democratic Party in Abuja, all in place for the 61st National Executive Committee meeting of the party. The national chairman, who many say may leave office, arrives and walks out to the cheers from his supporters. Inside, members of the National Executive Committee gathered till the president arrives. The national chairman opened the meeting and emphasized the need for party discipline.
These good values cannot be realized without accepting the supremacy of the party constitution as key instrument that ensures progress, stability, and internal discipline.
The chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, Governor Godswill Akpabio, promised that the governors will continue to support the party and the president. In his response, the president said his administration will continue to deliver his promise of developing the country.
And my assurance to you is that the 23 PDP governors are solidly behind you. 23 PDP governors are solidly behind you.
For us, myself, the Vice President, and members of our team, we promise the party that we will not disappoint you.
It wasn't time for the meeting proper, and one of the resolutions reached was a vote of confidence on the president.
In view of the above, that I, Senator Ibrahim Nasir Mantu, do hereby move that the members of the National Executive Committee of our great party pass a vote of confidence on the President, Commander-in-Chief, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, the Reformation Prophet.
Any objection to whatever? Good. So all of you who approve it to say aye. I have it.
When the meeting ended, the national chairman said confidently that the meeting went well.
They are free to be against me. There's nothing wrong. In life, you have friends, you have enemies. But me, all are my friends.
Okay. Other resolutions reached in the meeting include accepting the resignation of members of the NWC and the reconvening of a special convention to elect new officials.
Were also approved by the National Executive Committee, particularly the approval of the guidelines that will govern the procedure of the zone of congresses and the National Convention.
The party says its focus now is how to conduct elections that will bring about duly elected officials for the National Working Committee of the party. Lanre Lasisi, Channels Television News.
When we come back on News Track, Nigeria's oil revenue fell 5% in May.
And we also have stories making the rounds in the world of sports.
Just stay with us.
It's a platform to ask and get answers to those personal questions bordering on your health. Every Saturday at 12:30 p.m., medical and non-medical experts and simple